What's up? I'm Lily. Revenge Crown brings you the stories that keep you hooked. If that sounds good, smash subscribe and let's go. The Sunday brunch at my parents' country club was supposed to be a celebration. My sister Vanessa's lifestyle brand had just been featured in a magazine spread glossy photos of her downtown loft, her designer wardrobe, her self-made entrepreneur story. I sat across from her watching her hold court. She wore a silk blouse that cost $800. I knew because I'd seen the charge on the credit card, my credit card. The one in my name that she'd been using for 3 years. The journalist said my story was inspiring, Vanessa said, flipping her hair. Building a brand from nothing, bootstrapping everything, succeeding through pure determination and vision. Mom beamed at her. That's my girl. A real success story. Then Mom turned to me, her expression souring. Unlike some people who just sit in an office pushing papers all day. I was a financial analyst at an investment firm. I made $240,000 a year. But to my mother, anything that wasn't glamorous or Instagram-worthy was just pushing papers. I'm doing fine, Mom, I said evenly. Fine, Dad scoffed. Your sister is thriving. You're just do you know how that makes us look? One daughter on magazine covers, the other one drowning in mediocrity. I took a sip of my mimosa and said nothing. Honestly, Jenna, Mom continued, leaning forward, you're just jealous of your sister's lifestyle. I can see it all over your face. The resentment. Maybe if you'd taken some risks instead of playing it safe, you'd have something to show for yourself too. Total failure, Dad added, cutting his eggs Benedict. 32 years old, and what have you accomplished? Nothing memorable. Vanessa didn't defend me, she never did. She just smiled and accepted another compliment from the woman at the next table who recognized her from Instagram. I checked my watch, 9:47 a.m., perfect timing. I pulled out my phone and opened my banking app. My parents and Vanessa were too busy discussing her upcoming collaboration with a boutique hotel chain to notice. With 4 taps, I froze 3 accounts. The first was the business account for Vanessa Grant Lifestyle LLC, the account I'd opened, funded, and maintained for 3 years. The second was Vanessa's personal checking account, the one I'd set up as a subsidiary account to my own, giving her access while maintaining primary control. Current balance, $23,000, also my money. The third was the credit card. The one with a $50,000 limit that Vanessa used for everything from rent to restaurant meals to that $800 silk blouse. Current balance owed $31,400. All charged by her, all backed by my accounts. I sent one email to my attorney, Mark Reynolds. Subject line, activate the plan. Then I set my phone down. The loft, the car, the inventory, the photo shoots, the business coaching, all of it. Dad's face had turned red. You never mentioned this. Because Vanessa asked me not to, I said. She wanted to be seen as self-made. She didn't want people knowing her older sister bankrolled everything. I agreed because I thought I was helping family. I thought she'd eventually succeed and pay me back like she promised. I was going to pay you back, Vanessa said desperately. The business is growing. The business has revenue of $83,000 over 3 years, I interrupted. Operating expenses of $180,000. It's operating at a massive loss, which I've been covering. You haven't paid me back a single dollar, Vanessa. Not one. Mom found her voice. This is ridiculous. If you gave her the money voluntarily, you can't just... Can't just what? I asked. Take back my own money? Freeze accounts that are in my name. Close credit cards that I'm legally responsible for? Mom, every account Vanessa has been using is in my name. I'm the primary account holder. She's an authorized user at best. I turned to Vanessa. Check your wallet. Try your debit card. Vanessa pulled out her phone with shaking hands. She opened her banking app. Her face went white. It says account restricted. That's right, I confirmed. As of 9:47 this morning, I froze all 3 accounts. The business account, the checking account, and the credit card. You no longer have access to any of them. You can't do that. Vanessa's voice rose. That's my business, my life. No, I said calmly. It's my money. You've just been using it. Dad stood up, his chair scraping loudly. This is outrageous. You're sabotaging your own sister out of jealousy. Jealousy? I looked at him steadily. Dad, I make $240,000 a year. Mom was shaking her head. This is cruel. You're doing this to hurt her. I'm doing this because she's been lying to everyone, including herself, about her success. She's not a self-made entrepreneur. She's a 30-year-old woman living off her sister's money while calling that sister a failure. I never called you a failure, Vanessa said weakly. You sat there and let them call me one, I replied. You listened to them say I was jealous, that I was mediocre, that I'd accomplished nothing. You didn't say a word. Because the truth would ruin your image. My phone buzzed. A text from Mark. Standing by. Ready when you are. I stood up. I'm leaving now. You'll be hearing from my attorney. I'm suing for a full repayment of the $312,000 I've given Vanessa over 3 years, plus interest. I have every transaction documented. We don't have that kind of money, Mom said. Then Vanessa will need to liquidate her assets, I said. Ms. Grant's business appears to have closed suddenly, Rebecca said. Some of her followers are concerned. They've reached out to us asking questions. Do you have any comment? You'll want to speak with my attorney, I said, and gave her Mark's number. Friday, the story broke. Not in the magazine, on a business blog that had done some digging. The headline, Influencer's self-made brand was actually funded by Sister S' $312,000 investment. The blog had pulled public records from the lawsuit filing. Bank account registrations showing my name as primary holder. Credit card statements showing I was legally responsible for all charges. Text messages Vanessa had foolishly posted screenshots of in the past, where she'd mentioned Jenna helping with costs. The internet backlash was swift and brutal. Vanessa's Instagram comments filled with accusations of fraud. Former customers demanded refunds. Brand partners pulled their collaborations. The boutique hotel chain canceled her deal. My phone rang constantly. I ignored calls from my parents, my aunts, my uncles, family friends. They all had opinions about how I was destroying Vanessa over money and tearing the family apart. I blocked them all. The settlement offer came 2 weeks later. Vanessa would pay $50,000, immediately liquidating everything she owned, and her parents would contribute another $50,000. The remaining $334,000 would be paid over 15 years at 5% interest. Unacceptable, I told Mark. I'd be 67 years old before I got my money back. Full payment in 5 years or we go to trial. They claim they can't afford that, Mark said. Then they'll lose their house, I said flatly. My parents live in a house worth $800,000 with a mortgage of only $200,000. They have $600,000 in equity. They can take out a home equity loan or refinance. This is not my problem. The negotiation lasted another month. Back and forth, offers and counteroffers. Finally, the settlement. $312,000 in principal plus $60,000 in interest and legal fees. Total, $372,000, paid over 7 years. Monthly payments of $4,428.57. If they missed a single payment, the full remaining balance became due immediately, and I could place liens on their property. My parents had to refinance their house. Vanessa had to sell her car, her furniture, her entire wardrobe. She moved back in with our parents, into her childhood bedroom at age 30. The lifestyle brand was dead. Her Instagram account, once at 180,000 followers, dropped to 23,000 as people unfollowed in droves. She deleted most of her posts, unable to face the comments. The first payment arrived on the 1st of the month, $4,428.57. I put it in a high-yield savings account. 3 months after the lawsuit settled, my mother called from a number I hadn't blocked yet, a new phone, apparently. Jenna, your father had a heart attack. My stomach dropped. Is he okay? He's stable.
He's at Mercy Hospital.
Room 412. He's asking for you. I drove to the hospital, my hands shaking on the steering wheel. Whatever had happened with the money, he was still my father. I found his room. Mom was there, looking exhausted. Vanessa sat in the corner, her face puffy from crying. Dad looked small in the hospital bed, tubes and monitors everywhere. But he was awake, Jenna, he said, his voice weak. Hi, Dad. The stress, Mom said immediately. The lawsuit, the refinancing, the shame. It was too much for him. I looked at her steadily. The stress of having to face consequences for enabling Vanessa to defraud me for 3 years. How dare you, Mom hissed. Your father is lying in a hospital bed, because of genetics and lifestyle choices, I interrupted. His doctor will tell you that heart attacks are caused by cholesterol, blood pressure, and family history. Not by lawsuits. Dad raised a hand weakly. Jenna, please, can we just stop this? You're killing your mother, killing me. All over money. No, Dad. All over respect. All over honesty. All over 3 years of funding Vanessa's life while she told the world she was self-made. And you two called me a failure. We never meant, he started. Yes, you did, I said quietly. You meant every word. You were proud of Vanessa's fake success and ashamed of my real one. Because hers looked better on Instagram. Vanessa spoke for the first time. I'm sorry, okay? I'm sorry. I'll pay you back every penny. Just stop, please. This is tearing the family apart. The family was torn apart the moment you decided to lie about where your money came from, I said. The moment Mom and Dad decided I was a failure because my success wasn't photogenic. This didn't start with my lawsuit. It started with your fraud. I looked at my father in his hospital bed. I hope you recover fully, Dad. I really do. But I'm not dropping the lawsuit. I'm not stopping the payments. And I am not pretending this family did and spend years making me feel worthless while I bankrolled the golden child's fantasy life. I left before anyone could respond. Dad recovered. 6 weeks of rehab, medication adjustments, and lifestyle changes. He was fine. The monthly payments kept coming. Never late, always exactly $4,428.57. I used the money to fund something I'd been thinking about for months, a financial literacy program for young women, teaching them about contracts, credit, family loans, and how to protect themselves from being taken advantage of even by people they love. The Jenna Chan Financial Independence Initiative. I funded it with Vanessa's repayments and my own contributions. Within a year, we'd helped 300 women understand their financial rights. My parents sent a Christmas card that year. Inside was a note. We hope you're happy with yourself. Vanessa had to give up her dreams because of you. This family will never recover. I threw it away. Vanessa sent an email on my birthday. I got a job, customer service at a tech company. $52,000 a year. It's not glamorous, but it's stable. I'm paying you back with honest work now. I hope that means something. It did mean something, not forgiveness but acknowledgement. I didn't respond, but I noted that the payments had started coming from her account instead of my parents'. 5 years after the lawsuit, I got engaged. Marcus was a college professor I'd met through mutual friends. Kind, stable, intellectually curious. He knew my whole story and didn't judge me for it. We didn't invite my parents to the wedding, or Vanessa. I sent them an announcement afterward with a photo of us at the courthouse. Small ceremony, just friends and Marcus's family. My mother sent back a response. You really going to exclude your own family from your wedding, after everything? You've become a cruel person, Jenna. Money changed you. I wrote back just once. Money didn't change me. It revealed you. You loved Vanessa's fake success more than my real one. You called me a failure while I was funding her entire life. That's not love, Mom. That's superficiality. I'm not cruel. I just finally have boundaries. I never heard from her again. 7 years after the lawsuit, the final payment arrived, $4,428.57. Total received, $372,000, exactly as stipulated. I'd earned $67,000 in interest by keeping it in high-yield accounts. The financial literacy program had expanded to 12 cities and helped over 2,000 women. Vanessa was still at the tech company, promoted to a management position. Her Instagram was private now, just 200 followers. She'd gotten engaged to someone she met at work. She didn't send me an invitation to the wedding. I heard through a mutual acquaintance that she'd told her fiancé the whole story. About the money, the fraud, the lawsuit. He'd apparently respected her honesty about her past mistakes. Good for her. My parents downsized after Dad retired. Sold the big house, bought a condo. Paid off the refinanced mortgage with what was left. They'd survived financially, barely. I never spoke to any of them again. Marcus and I have 2 kids now. A son and a daughter. We teach them about money, honesty, and boundaries. About the difference between helping and enabling. About standing up for yourself even when it costs you relationships. My daughter asked me once when she was 7, "Do you have a sister?" "I used to," I said. "But she made choices that hurt me, and I had to protect myself. Do you miss her?" I thought about it. I miss who I thought she was. "I don't miss who she actually turned out to be," my mother said. "I was just jealous of my sister's lifestyle. She called me a failure. She didn't know I'd funded every bit of Vanessa's success. When she found out, she blamed me for exposing it, for demanding my money back, for destroying the family. But I didn't destroy anything, I just stopped funding the lie. And sometimes, the most successful thing you can do is walk away from people who only value you for what you can give them. Even if those people are family. Especially if those people are family. I sleep perfectly at night. My investments are sound. My kids are loved, my husband respects me. And I never have to wonder if someone loves me for me, or for my bank account. That's not cruelty. That's just freedom.